Some people ride their sport bikes to a coffee shop. Some people commute on their sport bikes. Some sport bike riders are weekend track day warriors. And some like to stunt or squid around with their friends in town. And then there's Sjaak. Sjaak Lucassen rode his sport bike around the world twice. There it is. Perfect. This is Sjaak Lucassen. This is the 2001 R1 that he rode around the world for like 5 years. This is one of my favorite pictures of him in Egypt. He's a motorcycling legend and I consider him one of my heroes. Alright, welcome to another episode of Riding and Talking. I'm your host, Adobo Moto. If you're new to this channel, welcome. This is the page where we ride our bike, mess around, and have a ton of fun. And sometimes we'll talk about people who are way cooler than us. See, Sjaak Lucassen didn't just go around the world once. He actually went around the world twice on 2 different sport bikes. The first sport bike he did like 100,000 miles on, and it was a Honda CBR Fireblade, a similar bike that 44 Teeth is using right now on their budget bike battle or build. I think it's the fat bald guy riding it, and I think Baron's riding like the ZX-7R. Anyway, Sjaak Lucassen, it has got to be the embodiment of a rider. A lot of us complain about riding our bikes in the winter or riding to the coffee shop. Some of you guys have commented on this page and tell me that I'm crazy for riding in this cold or shitty weather. But then you got Sjaak, who literally rode an R1 with a custom storage setup that he built in his garage on the back of it and crossed the freaking Congo. If you don't know what the Congo is, it's one of the most notorious jungles in the world. And this dude crossed it on a Yamaha R1. He did it faster than other people who had better equipped trucks and equipment. Sjaak is a freaking legend, man. And he's definitely one of my heroes. At one point in my life when I was riding my R1, I really wanted to take my R1 on like a travel or tour across the West Coast. I even got bags for it. But at the end of the day, I just don't think I could do what he did. I don't think there's a lot of people that could do what he did. But what he did is commendable, man. You know what's funny? He said on the first trip that he did, he had gained so much sponsorship and so much money, and I think he started working for a magazine as well. And what he ended up doing with the money that he made was buying an R1 and going on a second world trip. Insane, man, insane. He has a YouTube channel, I'll link it down below. You guys could watch some of his stuff. This guy, he's definitely an engineer of some sorts. I think he took another R1 and he rode it from Florida to Alaska. This is just something that I found out recently while I was doing some research for this video. I actually haven't heard much about him in a long time, but I'm sure he's still riding. He talked about going down to the South Pole instead of the North Pole this time. That guy inspires me. And if this month is any indication of what's to come in the future for Adobo Moto, my plan is to travel the US to different racetracks and try to spend one day doing a track day on as many racetracks as I can across the US. I think that's something that'd be super fun to do. And I know a lot of you guys live in California. I'm definitely going to see some of you guys down in Cali this season, man. I got some track days planned out in my head. Nothing is set in stone yet. Everything's kind of dependent on me being able to go full-time on YouTube. So if you're a long-time follower of this channel or you're new, you know what to do. Give that algorithm some love, vato. Woo. I forget there's a pick and pull here. I haven't had to like go to pick and pull in a while. I haven't owned a piece of crap car in a while either, so. Do any of you guys use your sport bikes, your super super sports to do like long rides? Somebody asked me if I can make a video about like commuting and what to do or tips for commuting. I think for me, if I'm going to be riding this bike every day, the first thing I'm going to do is I would swap the clip-ons. I would put this clip on here and this clip on here, and they would be upside down, and they would be a little bit higher to give you a little bit better ergonomics. Leaning forward all the time is not comfortable, and it's really just annoying. And honestly, flipping the clip-ons I've done in the past, and it seems to be the easiest thing because it's so easy to just put everything back together. You don't need to like lengthen any cables. It doesn't raise it dramatically. It just literally puts the clip-ons at a higher position. We're not going to a fancy coffee shop today. I gotta go read some comments, man. You guys have been blowing up my YouTube. I appreciate it, though. You guys are the shit, man. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna go to the sidewalk. Oh, God. Oh, God. I didn't want to wait for these assholes, man. Oh, man. Oh, that smells good. Somebody's smoking the Jane. That smells delicious. Perfect. Ugh. I had to quit drinking energy drinks, man. That shit was messing me up. It's been like 4 or 5 days and I've just been getting these crazy headaches. But today has been the best day so far. I haven't gotten a headache. My wife said it's because I still drink coffee, maybe? I'm not sure, but energy drinks are definitely worse for you than coffee. So, I guess I got that going for me. Alright, ooh, appreciation stop. Look at this beauty. Gee whiz. Next week I gotta take her in for the service. If you're new here, I got oil seepage all up in this area. Yep. It's a common thing on these V4s, but I don't care. I love this bike. She's so beautiful. I also came up with a nickname for her. I know I said I wouldn't do that, and don't worry, it's not a constellation. We'll go get some coffee, man. I'm at Starbucks. Yeah. Ugh. Look at that. We got 60K. Thank you guys for 60K. Oh yeah, that's some good coffee. If you guys are watching this video, that means you paid for my coffee. So, thank you for sponsoring this video. I appreciate you. Golly. Look at these ridiculous wings though. God, man. I love them though. Cold start, anybody? Oh, the hell? Gee whiz. I think this battery is going out. It has to be. Sometimes it pulls up a code, and I looked up this code like while it's starting, and it's saying it has something to do with the electronic suspension, and then it has to do with the up map. But a lot of people are saying they had to get a new battery from the factory. Like, yeah, like it was replaced under warranty. When it goes in on Tuesday, I'm gonna have them look at that too. Now, speaking of world travelers, it is Black History Month, and I would like to mention some black motorcycle heroes of history. Bessie Springfield. Her nickname was the Motorcycle Queen of Miami. She was the first woman to travel across the United States solo on a motorcycle. In World War II, she was a motorcycle dispatch rider. So she was also a war vet. In the year 2000, the American Motorcycle Association created the Bessie Springfield Memorial Award. It's an award that goes to female motorcycle riders, the ones who achieve something great. And in 2002, the Motorcycle Queen of Miami was inducted to the Motorcycle Hall of Fame. Like I said, hopefully I'm able to do that this year, especially during the summer. I'd love to travel with my family, haul my bike around, and go check out this beautiful country. There's so much to see in the United States. People are always wanting to travel outside, but I feel like I haven't seen a lot of what's to see out here. I'd love to go to an Isle of Man TT race one day though. Man, that would be sick. Something I also want to do is like take this bike somewhere and just kind of ride, bring a hammock, bring a tent, bring some like camping gear, And I want to do like an overnight camping trip on my bike, man. I don't know why. I know this is definitely not the right bike for it, but if you look at Sjaak, he took his freaking R1 around the world, man. I feel like there's so many things that these things can do. They're not really limited to just track only or like just going in a straight line really fast. I think these can be really practical if you think of it in the right way. If you plan and prepare, I think you could use these for more than just putting around town or hitting up the racetrack or hitting up the canyons. I mean, come on, at the end of the day, these are motorcycles. They're forms of transportation. Yes, they're toys to us, but to people like Sjaak, it's the iron horse that took him around the world. Twice! That speaks volumes of what these things are capable of. I freaking love motorcycles. A couple of my friends have actually called me Naruto before because I'm kind of crazy, I guess. I guess I'm one of those few people who looks at the world a little bit differently. I call it ADHD, but my friends like to call me Naruto. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that anime, I think it was on Nickelodeon or something, but it was called Avatar, The Last Airbender. One of my favorite characters on there was the Avatar. His name was Aang. Little bald dude with an arrow on his head. It seemed like he liked to laugh at everything. I really liked his personality and I felt like I could relate to him. I watched all those episodes, even the really shitty movie. Anyway, that dude rode a bison, and him and that bison had like adventures together. It was really fun to watch. But yeah, as much as my friends like to compare me to Naruto, sometimes when I'm on my bike, I feel like Aang, a bald Asian monk with an arrow on his forehead, who rides a big bison with an arrow on its forehead. And that bison's name? Appa. So yip yip, Appa. Alright, this was my attempt at an arrow. Yeah, it was cooler in my head. Rip that shit off.